Well then, hello, ladies, gentlemen, and everyone in between. Who do we have? Anybody? I am the Lavender Lady, and even though this says coffee with lavender, it's just one of those things that I just put up because honestly, I'm in a bit of a bind at this point. Let me see if I can do some stuff here. Okay, get that out of there. We don't need that. Um, okay, we got one watching. That's probably me. Um, I was just taking care of some stuff here, getting some stuff cleaned up, getting some clothing washed. Hi, Maya. Oh, well, thank you for watching after the fact. Thank you for being here now. Yeah, you get to put up with me being paranoid. Um, I took care of some stuff. It's not quite as shitty around here as it was, and maybe somebody coming in from outside would even find it tolerable. So that's a good thing, honey. What are you doing, and why are you doing it? Um, Now what did you step on? I don't know what you stepped it on, and it's going to be all agfu here because you took up the entire screen. Oh, I don't know, some people's kitties. Exit full screen Linux. Alt space bar. No, that's how do I exit full screen in Ubuntu? Okay. Press F11. Okay, fine. Let's see if that'll do it. Alright, get over here. God damn it. Yeah, I hate when this stuff happens. There it goes. That's better. A red person. Hi. Oh, it's okay. It's okay, honey. It's okay. If I can deal with stuff in my life, you can deal with stuff in your life, okay? So don't even begin to worry about it. But yeah, it's not quite as shitty around here. So tomorrow I can devote some time to calling the hospital I picked out and seeing whether they are in network. Then I can pack some stuff. I've got a question or two out to some people in the community who may or may not be able to answer things, and that's kind of what's on my mind right now. I don't know how many of you have been looking at the twatters. There's been some stuff. I found the summary. Hey, Beach. How you doing, sweetness? I found the summary of the visit I had with a nephrologist back, I believe it was 3 May. And I've talked about this before, but I'll talk about it again and drive you people crazy with it. He had this deer in the headlights expression on his face when he looked at my weight. He said, "You've lost a lot of weight." And yes, I've been trying. It's intentional. So I tell him that my weight loss, which since the last time I saw him, okay, there was an entire plague in between the two times that I saw him. So prior to March of 2000, it might have been as early as October or maybe November of 2019 that I had seen him. And then the next time I saw him was just a couple weeks ago, in a 3 May. So, the way I'm looking at it, for somebody trying to lose weight, a year and a half, or a little less than a year and a half, 70 pounds in that interval is not necessarily all that bad. If it was 70 pounds, it might have been a bit less. I might have taken off some of the weight. The last I knew, I weighed 240 in July of 2019. And then my weight is pretty steady between 170 and 175 right now. And let me tell you, I'm feeling damn good. I like it. I might consider losing another 10, maybe another 15, down to 165, 160, something like that. I've been there. It was quite comfortable then. Mind you, I was 22 years old at the time. That might have a little bit of a difference. But yeah, I'm feeling really good. But on his little paper, even after I told him that I was trying to lose the weight, his outgoing assessment of I'm worried about the weight. So I'm wondering, where he gets the idea that it's okay to ignore me. And if it's okay to ignore me about my weight, is it okay? Does he think it's okay to ignore me over other more serious things? I mean, could he try to initiate emergency procedures when they are not warranted due to my condition? Without even checking for confounds. I mean, goddamn, I was working in a research lab, and one of the things we spent a lot of our time on was looking for confounds, looking for other reasons for the outcome. Not only the reason we were expecting, but what else might there be that isn't at all what we were expecting and could mean something. And especially when you're dealing with somebody's life, health, and comfort. Because, for example, one of the things, I guess, that can be done in situations that are bad enough is a cardiac catheter. Now, let me tell you, inserting a cardiac catheter is not a procedure that is without risk. And not to mention that it extends the stay, and, can I even afford it? No, that other. Yes. I'm asking questions like, can I afford it? I have to. Okay, yeah, there's. So many people have come back to me and said, look, your life and your health are most important, and the money will work itself out. Bankruptcy isn't all that bad. And okay, that is a religious frame of mind. That's looking toward a God, referring it upward and saying that God is going to work it all out. I already know that shit doesn't happen. Okay? It just doesn't. If you have reason to expect the worst, then you damn well better expect the worst. But that's beside the point. My confidence in this particular nephrologist is already eroded. And it's horrible that it's over something as small as my weight. Is he going to try to jump the gun? Am I going to have to attempt to get up and walk out of there? That's not going to be a fun thing, because if I get up and walk out, what can they do? Who can they call on me? Can they put a call into the funny farm and have me carted away? Um, I don't know. I just don't. But this stands to be something that can affect the quality of care. Even my receipt of the care can be affected. I mean, it could be that simple. Um, so I don't know. Well, yeah, and it follows you, and you can't do a damned thing. And I don't have time to wait my way out of it. Because what is it? Is it 7 years or something like that? I realistically don't know that I'm going to make it to 71, no matter what. So there's that. I want to keep what I have. And besides, as I say, the procedures that would put me into bankruptcy are not without risk. So what if you're trying to do a cardiac catheterization on somebody who doesn't need it, and she has a severely bad reaction? Yeah, I was afraid of that beach. I have Medicare, and I have I don't know what they call it, a Medicare Advantage or a Medicare Supplement or something. It's the invoices are submitted to the corporation, who then pays what they will pay and submits the rest to the government. Yeah, Red. Well, some of you have a pretty shitty way of showing it. Um, the way I'm looking at it, and I don't even know if it's worth it to go. To tell you the absolute truth. I mean, what's the worst that can happen? People start ignoring me? That's already happening. Because I'm not doing exactly what they want me to do, exactly when they want me to do it, in exactly the manner they want me to do it. I'm trying to clear up some loose ends before I do anything. Which is going to be maybe tomorrow, maybe Wednesday, I don't know. It depends on what I find out and when. Because, like I say, I have to make sure that the place I have picked out is in network. So it's not in network, it's not going to pay anything at all. I think it's in network, I just want to make sure it is. And I certainly don't want an extended hospital stay. I mean, number one, it's too fucking expensive. Number two, who's going to take care of the little one? I mean, you can rely on other people only so long, only so much. As I've said many times before, dayu korostu, whatever that means. Because I don't even know what it means. I don't know. I don't like being in this position. Okay, I know that I need something. I know that, okay? I do get easily winded. That is a possible symptom of kidneys going pear-shaped. There is sometimes some fatigue. Not always, but sometimes. I have my good days and I have my bad days. Just the same with the nausea and vomiting. I have my good days, I have my bad days. More good days than bad days. But I don't know who's going to listen to me. And I'd like to know, are there any confounds that could drive serum creatinine up? Because Mr. I'm not going to listen to her is basing his assessment of my kidney function on the creatinine level. And well, this is what you do. It is. You see that number and then you make up the estimate of how bad or how well the kidneys are functioning. And with the creatinine number, the kidney function looks pretty damn bad. But I want to know, just to set my own mind at ease, is there anything else that could be causing that? Because if there is, we need to look at that too. If you don't replace the faucet and leave it at that if the pipes are also leaking. Okay? It's just I know I sound like Kent Hovind when I do that. Okay? It's just the way that works. And I really don't feel like arguing with medical personnel. Because in my experience, so many of them think they're gods with power of life, death, and comfort over their patients. Let me ask the question, and if I'm full of shit, tell me I'm full of shit and tell me why I'm full of shit. Give me a good reason. Then I can pay attention to you. I've got something to go on. Assholes. So I don't know. I really, really don't know. multiple times I've already had MDs tell me to shut up. Are you a doctor? No, I went through a track a little higher than yours. It was kind of funny, actually. There was one day in homeostasis class. The chairman of the department was teaching that class, and one day he was going on a rant about how MDs were about 20 years behind the curve when it came to what they knew. The researchers were 20 years ahead of the MDs. And yeah, sometimes I get a swell head over that, but that's always there in the back of the mind. It's like, yeah, you're taking the conservative route, the one that's tried and true, and looks like it works. Whereas I'm trying to find out what the underlying mechanism is. It's just too bad I was never able to complete that PhD. God, I wanted to be in academia. Che falla questa. Oh well. That is the way the Og foos. Yeah, I think I started saying at beach. I've been on Medicare for 30 years. Yeah, Red. Actually, that's very much the case. Yeah. And a lot of the uncommon stuff, a lot of the weird stuff, they don't even know was out there. Because you just don't see that shit in med school. I don't know. I mean, I can give them a good idea of my endurance because I've got to go to the FOSTEM office tomorrow, and I got this baby done. It's the application for my rent rebate. So there's, a couple bucks. And of course, we'll get taken right out of my hand before I even see it. Oh well, what are you going to do? Now I'll take that up and ooh, this is no fortuito. It is not quite the best sealing job here. Oh my, okay, so it's just not doing the good sealing job. I'm gonna have to reach here and get the all-purpose envelope sealing tool. Give me that. Called Scotch tape. Oh yeah. I don't know, they always skimp on envelope flap adhesive. It is there. Looking at that, will you? Sendabaluku. Yeah, no idea over there. What is this? Serious about an Amazon wish list. Yeah, I've got one. I just haven't published it lately. there's some stuff on there that, oh, I should probably put a charging station for my smartphone on there. I think they want about $20 for it. And if somebody decided to buy it for me, that would be $20 I didn't have to spend. There we are. You're over there. It is very much to fufu. I wish I knew what to do. Hey, Mage, how you doing? Oh, I'm just going on about. I'm just being paranoid. That's all. Just afraid that they will jump the gun and initiate procedures I don't need quite yet. You may or may not have seen. I don't know if you go on Twitter or not. May not have seen my rant earlier today. The nephrologist ignoring me about my weight. Yeah, because he saw the weight when I stepped on the scale, and he said, "Whoa, deer in the headlight, you've lost a lot of weight." Yeah, I wanted to lose weight. I tried to lose weight. I succeeded. And then even on the summary, I'm worried about her weight. It's like, fuck you, man. I told you that I tried to lose weight. I wanted to lose weight. It was a lot of work. I'm not sure that, he will notice that my weight's been steady between 3rd of May and now. Actually, I think I put on a couple pounds. May have been closer to 170 when I stepped on his scale. And I'm a little closer to 175 now. But still, I'm comfy. 175 is good. That was my high school weight. When I was a junior in high school, 5'9", 175. Because I see some of the emergency procedures that somebody might decide to initiate. Even if I truly don't need them, they simply look at one little piece of the spectrum over here and say, okay, that's what she needs. And they are not risk-free, like a cardiac catheter. That sort of thing. I'd like to take off another 10 to 15. 165, 160. I've been there. I liked it. Now, I was 22 years of age at the time. That, may be a bit of a difference between then and now. I mean, there's only, 41 years in between? Well, 42. And this is okay where I am right now. Vonreg, honey, how are ya? Yeah, I'm just paranoid today. Um, yeah, I got a couple loads of laundry done. Took out some garbage. It's not quite as bad in here as it was this morning. Um, it's still not perfect, but I suppose, given the circumstances, I should hope anyway that somebody would come in here, wouldn't give me too much shit. Yeah, uh-huh. There you go. Yeah, SSRIs and I don't get along very well. I've been on just about every one that's out there. There was exactly one antidepressant that actually relieved my depression. What else did it do? It gave me nightmares. Can't win. Just can't win. Um, okay, well, hopefully the pain meds are doing a halfway decent job. Then it doesn't give you that much of a problem. Am I good at remember? No, I'm not good at remembering. Are you kidding? The only way I remember my name is it's on my passport. Um, Jeez. Hey, Purple, how the hell are you? You is the Purple. Yes, you is. Clarion is being paranoid today. Oh, let me see what we can. Let me see what we can og, or let me see what we can foo. There's got to be some. Wait a minute, what the hell's going on here? Something's not right here. Something ain't not right here. Oh. I see what ain't not right here. I never started up Google Meet because I'm using Camera 2. Yeah, okay. That's moo. That's very moo. Yeah, you want to talk about remembering shit? Oh, wait a minute. It's already out there. There we go. Yeah, what we're going to do is we're going to do this a little bit over here and stuff. So Mage is going to be. We'll be right back after this message. Yeah, there you go. It is the foofiness, and there's the fifiness. Yay! Look at that. Look at that. Now we're going to egg this fleeg. Well, actually, we could egg the fleeg. We could og the flug. I have no idea. This goes over here. Yay, and that goes over there. Okay, now what we can do... Wait a minute, why do I have two of those up? I want to know. There, that's better. That's many much better. Te perrotia totopalekise. Ne perui ne te balakotekinta yakanimina. Moo! Okay, that is mood over there, and you should be seeing it shortly. And what I'm going to do is go to there with that. Yeah, there we are. That's two of me. Double the pleasure, double the fun. Holy fucking shit. Um, yeah, okay, so where are we now? This is gonna go over here, we're over there, and then we're everywhere when we come over here. Um, just me being paranoid, honey. That's really all we got going. And then when I start getting paranoid, I start going on about it. Um, but as far as that goes, the place looks a lot better than it looked this morning. It might not be all that bad if somebody walked in here right now. I mean, it's still a little cluttered, but there are a couple things I could put away so nobody trips over them. Um, I can put away my vacuum cleaner and I can do something about that 40 cup coffee maker I've got. And doing something about it might entail ditching it. I don't know. Okay. Um, yeah, but just letting you guys know, I mean, for the new kids, there'll be a couple things I'll tidy up tomorrow, but the main things I want to do is make sure that the hospital is in network. And I've got one picked out. And as I've said before, I do believe it is in network. I just want to make sure. And then I just want to pack some stuff up. Yeah, well, there's, something for you with that little thing there. Um, I'm always worried that somebody will come by to inspect the place. Because they'll come in and they'll do whatever they do, but I don't like that. I don't like anybody in here without me around. I don't want stuff sprouting legs and walking off. I mean, I've got, as far as physical assets go, I've got a bit more than most people here have. I don't know anybody here who has 4 computers, for example. Um, I don't know anybody who has the furniture I've been carting around. As a matter of fact, somebody's moving, and what amazes the hell out of me is that whenever somebody moves, they throw out their furniture. So they must have some will that they go to and draw furniture from. There are 2 couches out by the dumpster, and they're not broken up or anything. Well, one of them has a tear in it, but wait a minute. What wouldn't it be better if it was in Pittsburgh? What's that, honey? I'm a little clueless today. Anyway, it's I get that stuff done, and I'm figuring the way things look right now, I'll be calling an Uber Wednesday morning. Okay then. I guess not everybody thinks the way I do. It's a 10-foot U-Haul. When well, I guess there you go. I mean, the last time I rented a 10-foot U-Haul, it was, I think, around $100 a day by the time you got through with the rental, the insurance I had to buy and these kids have cars, so they've got insurance. And okay, maybe they just don't have that. Could be. Daju korostu. Yesi. Well, actually, hospital is not in Pittsburgh. It's in Monroeville. It's, if I see it correctly, it's right across the street from the place Jeff took me for the biopsy. Yeah, those were the days when Jeff was alive and my condition wasn't quite as dire as it is now. I'm going to admit my health is not perfect. I know this. There is shit that's gone pear-shaped. And I very likely need some sort of treatment, but what I want, and I can't be sure anybody will do, I want my condition assessed and the appropriate treatment initiated, rather than somebody going full bore and initiating emergency measures right away and everything else. And I know that that's the way he's gone on so far and the way he's not listening to me. I mean, I know that's what Lippitt would do, the nephrologist, because he seems to be one that jumps to conclusions. Shintai ke bologo da batienda. Yes. Because the way he speaks, there's always the possibility he's thinking but not saying emergency procedures. You know, like a cardiac catheterization and that sort of thing. As far as I can tell, I'm not feeling that bad. I mean, I'm winded, a little bit of fatigue from time to time. But I have my wits about me. I can still do shit. Oh, every time I lean in, I'm reading the side chat. I'm leaning in because I'm not wearing my glasses, and I should be. I just got these. Just picked them up last week. I already did, honey. You want to check your DM and see if it's there? If I thought, yeah, okay, there we go. There we go. Hey, sweetie.
Hello.
Hello. Hi, honey. How you doing?
Okay, but you're now incredibly loud.
It is okay.
No, it was just settings on my end.
Oh, moof beef.
When it went from watching YouTube to the Google chat, it came on like 4 times as loud.
Oh my, oh my. Yeah, thank you, honey. Yeah, these are my John Lennon glasses. Well, actually, they're a little larger than Lennon would have worn, but these are the reading glasses. And then the distance glasses look like my other distance glasses. Let's see if we can do this. There we go. Yeah, you got this for distance. And I got a pair of sunglasses this time. They look like the stuff that women were wearing in like the 60s. Not quite cat eye, but yeah, on that order. So that's a great thing. I've actually got a pair of sunglasses, which I've been wanting.
That must put you back a bit.
Well, the 3 pairs of glasses and the eye exam, all told, was about $650. The glasses were, I don't know, about $170 a pair, the way it worked out.
Yeah.
Oh my word! But yeah, it's for all I know, I may not have to replace them for another 4 years, and we'll see. Because my previous glasses I got 4 years ago. And I did that sort of thing simply because, coming across the spare change for glasses it doesn't fall from the sky. And for all I don't know how much I'm going to be shelling out in co-payments and all this other stuff now. I'm not looking forward to that. Oh, I don't know. And yeah, I'm going to have to find a way to get hold of that so-called social worker at the medical clinic I go to and see what's up with the transportation I applied for. Suppose that's something I could try tomorrow if she'll answer the phone. It's all sorts of fun stuff. What you been up to?
Not too much. It turned out to be too hot for Sloth Girl to go out today, so I just went and picked up some stuff for her and sat up there for a while. Brought Sammy up to visit up there.
That's something I'm going to have to do. I'm probably going to have to make sure the air conditioning doesn't turn on because unfortunately I have no idea how long I'm going to end up incarcerated. If I'm there a couple of days or 3 days, that's okay. But if I'm there weeks, it's something else again.
Well, if you're going to be there more than a couple of days, I've got to come up there anyway to check on Sylvia, so.
Attendre pour la caisse. Yeah.
Any way you go about it, your apartment's not going to be empty more than a couple of days. Somebody will have to be in there. Either you get home or I've got to come in.
Yeah, moo. Oh, God, Skeptic Mafia says, why don't we have glasses that can adjust its focal point automatically? God, wouldn't that be a nightmare trying to get them to do that?
I've heard that some people get eyeballs that can do that.
Mm-hmm. I know my eyeballs are getting less adept at that sort of thing, but it's not anything overly horrible. Um, I mean, I do have to wear two pairs of glasses now. Other than that, we're okay.
Well, my birthday's next month, and top of my list is still working tear ducts. I've been asking for that for years. So I don't have to put in the damn eye drops 6 or 8 times a day.
Oh, that's the other thing I have to write down. Yeah, I was making up a list of the medications I'm on and shit like that, and I probably should.
Yep. And don't forget to include, like any vitamin supplements or non-prescription stuff as well.
Yeah, I got the
Because sometimes vitamin supplements can throw off how other drugs will work.
Yep. Yeah, wouldn't that be weird? Well, actually, I've been taking the vitamin supplement so long, it's probably not affecting my kidney function.
No, but you never know if they're going to give you something else when you're in the hospital. You never know what might interact with what, so make sure they got the complete list.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Oh, that's the other thing. I have to tell them I'm allergic to statins. Yeah. Oh, all that little shit that you forget, you know?
How about if you tell them you're allergic to medical bills?
I don't think they'd go for that. They might give me an antihistamine and said, okay, now pay it. Oh, my word. Okay, Refresh Relieva eye drops. Let me over here. Ah.
Yeah. No, go ahead.
I forgot. Oh, get over there, you. Forgot what I was going to say. I always do things like that. Allergies, atorvastatin. There we go. Oh my, oh my, oh my. Shit.
I had heard that atorvastatin was something anyone was allergic to.
I got muscle pain and weakness from it.
Really?
Yeah, almost instantly. Yeah, 'cause Marty tried putting me on that for my blood pressure because it was 2 points over what he liked or some shit like that. And my understanding is that muscle pain, especially, is a common deleterious side effect of statins.
Yeah, you mentioned, like fatigue there.
Yep. I do feel it from time to time.
Well, yeah, now you've got me wondering if that's why I'm dragging even more than I used to, because they put me on the atorvastatin because of the cholesterol thing.
Oh, no. The fatigue, I'm guessing, is from the kidney function.
Okay, well, what did you just say with the atorvastatin allergy?
That was the muscle pain and weakness.
Yeah, well, weakness rather than
Yeah.
fatigue, but yeah.
Because it really turned up. I was going to the gym quite often at the time, and oh my god, I couldn't even pedal a stationary bike anymore. You know, I was a pretty active cyclist at the time. I mean, not a competitive cyclist or anything, but wherever I wanted to go, I'd hop on the bike, so it wasn't like I was unaccustomed to it.
Yeah, I'm trying to push myself to make a habit of exercising. Generally, my life's been so active before that I never thought about it, but now I kind of am, and is one of the big things about the hormone therapy,
Ah,
being redistribution of body fat.
yep, yep,
I
yep, yep,
kind of
yep, yep.
think that right now I need to put some effort into it while that's going on.
Well, at
So,
least, yeah, with that thing, at least you're not going to have to deal with what I had to deal with. Because when I quit smoking, I put on a shitload of weight. And then part of the reason I'm thinking that it was so difficult for me to take the weight off at first was the fact that I'm on estradiol. I mean, I finally found the right combination of activity and not eating. Um, because
yeah, well, that 5 years in Michigan was such a lousy diet that I did build up a roll on my stomach that I've got to get rid of now.
all right then, yeah. Um, no, I could easily have qualified for Olympic eating years ago.
Well, that was the thing that, before I ended up in Michigan, I pretty much ate what I wanted and didn't pay much attention to it, but that's because when it was available, I was eating a lot of salad and, just fresh produce in general.
Mm-hmm.
But when the fresh produce wasn't available and about all I had to eat was literally meat and potatoes up there, then
Yeah,
it wound up, yeah, putting on some extra.
that'll pack on 20 pounds, 30 pounds easily. And at least you
Yeah,
didn't.
which is why, the year since the move, even though we were in lockdown the whole time and I wasn't doing my normal job and I basically didn't leave the building, so I wasn't really getting any kind of exercise, but just because of the improved diet, I lost weight anyway.
All right then. Yeah. Daju korostu.
Not a whole lot. I lost 5 or 6 pounds though.
Okay then.
And that it doesn't make sense that I lost weight when my activity level was a fraction of what it had been before.
Yeah, well, as you say, cutting the caloric intake really does help. It does. Um,
Mostly cutting the starches.
uh
A lot more produce, a lot less starch.
Yeah, because I was known to consume starches. I was known to consume a lot of dairy. Shit like sour cream and all that stuff. So, there's a lot of fat there. And, when you're talking fat, you're talking, what, 3,500 calories per pound. Yeah, these days, I haven't even looked as far as what my intake is, but it's certainly not 3,500 calories at this point. I don't know, might be 1,500,
Yeah.
1,200, something like that.
See, I never had to do the math on that kind of stuff. I never really paid attention too much to how many calories were in what things. Aside from, reading the labels on junk food.
Yeah. Oh, my word. I mean, yeah, I just I like the way things are going now. There was one person who hopped onto a thread that I started. Um, he had Catholic in his Twitter handle, so gives you an idea of how much I don't trust what he had to say. But where the heck was he going? Where the heck was I going with that? Um, when he says that when he started dialysis, suddenly he was eating like crazy. And yeah, I would rather not do that. I have no intention. I do not want to put on what I took off. I like it here.
Again, I've known a couple of people who were on dialysis, and I don't remember them ever mentioning that they were eating significantly more.
Hmm. I guess what was happening was, according to this guy, he wasn't eating because he felt like shit, and then he felt better on dialysis, and then started eating more. For whatever that's worth. No, I'm fine
I would
with.
wonder if it had more to do with just kind of a reduced activity level, not going and doing as much, and just kind of sitting around watching TV and snacking more.
Yeah, that's what I'm afraid of. Um, I'm afraid of losing the ability to be active. I know I wasn't active in athletic, but I did get around, and I don't want to be at the point where I sit in this chair more than usual and do nothing and go nowhere. Okay, Von Rich
Okay. Good night, Ron.
says, okay, you take care, honey, okay? And, yeah, like I say, I'll keep everybody apprised as much as I can.
Well,
Um,
and I think by now, I think pretty much everybody knows that I've got your phone number now. So if you have to be offline for a few days, I can give them updates.
Daju Korostu. What I'm hoping for is that I can get onto an in-house network that I can at least read Twitter and stuff like that. If they don't
I would
profit up,
expect so. I would be really surprised if the hospital, didn't have a Wi-Fi that you could tap into at your laptop.
move beef. And then the other thing too is I'd like some phone coverage so I could call somebody if I needed to.
Yeah, again, I would expect that the hospital's already had to take that into account for the patients there.
Oh. Yeah, not looking forward to this. I mean, the last extended hospital stay I had was so long ago, I forget what the extended hospital stay was like. I mean, when I had the biopsy, I was there for about half a day, and, well, Jeff
Yep.
was there. I had somebody to talk to. I miss him. Damn it.
Okay, skeptic. Good night.
Take care, honey. You be
Yeah.
good. Why for you want to be good, I don't know, but if you want to, go ahead and be good. Time is it anyway? 23:04. Yeah, I won't stay on all night because I do want to catch some nighty night and get up and stay up early so I can do some stuff. Um, it's like I say, I'll find that shoulder bag. Find that shoulder bag. I don't know. I suppose I could pack a couple of nightgowns and I'll put the old tits in my bra and everything will be fine. Um,
Well, bring with you what you figure you'll need for 2 nights. But you could have a second bag standing by that if you're going to be in longer than that, I can bring it to you when I get there.
que esta patronda.
just so I don't have to like go through your drawers to find the other stuff you need.
Well, it's not like you're gonna find my sex toys or anything. Jesus Christ, when was the last time I even used a sex toy? I forget.
No, I'll just find the rolls of $100 bills and find out you've been conning all of us about being so broke.
No, those are in the safe. Yeah, I actually do have a floor safe for things like important papers and shit.
We've got a lockbox, but I've actually been considering getting something more significant.
I got, I think it was 18 by 18 by 18. I think from Target, I think it was 100.5.
Mhm.
And it's got room for a bunch of stuff. I've got a lot of papers in there. Um, and then, of course, there's my passport and stuff like that.
Yeah, I wouldn't need anything that big, although, the one we have is a good sturdy lockbox, but it's not fireproof or anything like that. So
Uh,
just on the off chance.
yeah, okay.
And yeah, that's
Oh,
over the
my.
next year, I'm going to be having to invest some money into getting all the government paperwork changed.
Oh, yeah, yeah. The sooner the better. But, okay, it says 4 watching now. But it's still doing that spinning circle thing.
Yeah, but your picture just jumped on YouTube, so I think it's catching up now.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, and I have a connection speed now. 2 watching now. Oh, I don't know to like when is that to doing to making. 3 watching, okay. Is the fufu on the 4 watching now. Yeah, kids, sorry, somehow the connection seems to have dropped, and then hopefully it's back for good now. Oh yay! 7 watching now. Okay, that's what I have to do to get people to get here. I have to go away and come back, right? Is that the way it works? Oh my!
Okay.
Oh my! Oh my! Okay, let's look at this over here. Oh, Jen, how you doing, honey?
Hey, Jen.
Oh my! Oh my! Okay. Yeah, we had some connection issues a couple minutes ago, but hopefully everything's back and running. Oh my! Yeah, I was just being paranoid. Um, you may want to know. Um, got some stuff taken care of here, so hopefully it's not going to be a horrible thing if somebody walks in here and whatever while I'm gone. And tomorrow I'm going to call the hospital, see if they're with it, see if they're in network. I'll pack the stuff I want to take with me, and I suppose Wednesday morning, maybe Tuesday afternoon, just go up there and hope that they don't try to screw me over. Because I'm having a hard time trusting the nephrologist, and by extension, I'm having a hard time trusting anybody at the hospital.
Not good, but yeah, you kind of have to.
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna do this thing where you're just ignoring me on things that are potentially serious, I mean, my weight doesn't sound serious, but um, he says, "Oh, my word, you've lost so much weight." And I said, "Yeah, I was trying. I wanted to lose weight." And I did lose weight. I lost weight to the tune of about 70 pounds over a period of a year and a half or maybe a bit more. And he has decided by the paper that he wrote up that he's worried that it's due to the kidneys. And what I'm hoping is that any reasonably rational person might see at least the possibility that it's due to something else. And when I've said that that something else might be my action, then okay, it's like, okay, either, okay, you're fine then, or I don't believe you, and here's why.
Hmm.
So, and this is the thing, I'm afraid that you've heard all of this, Purple, but I'm afraid they're going to jump the gun, and based on the creatinine number, where the last two times it was measured, it came in around 9. When David looked at it, it was 9. When this guy looked at it, it was 9.1, and those were probably 5 months apart. Where the normal is around 1.5. So it's a very high creatinine level. Now,
Hmm.
what causes are there? Is the only cause of high creatinine dead kidneys? Or is there something else that could cause that? And if there is something else that can cause that, wouldn't you want to rule that out first before you do anything drastic?
Yeah, well, it would depend what the other possible causes are. What?
Yeah, and I don't know all of them, and I don't know if I
Well,
know any.
how do you spell creatinine?
Okay, that would be Creatine. Creatinine. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, the very first sentence that comes up when I type that is that normal creatinine is zero point 0.6 to 0.12 milligrams.
Okay. And yeah, from my understanding, what I've been told by two people, mine is somewhere around 9.
Well, I wonder if that's actually 9 or if that's actually like zero point 0.9 because that would still be putting it on the high end.
My guess is it is 9 because this guy said that he saw it at 9.1.
Okay.
Because last I checked, I don't think you usually find two decimal points. You might, but I don't think so. So it's up there. I know it's up there. What I'm just afraid of is that they'll jump the gun and go to a cardiac catheterization and an emergency dialysis and all this other horse shit. And I cannot say with certainty that I need that.
Okay. not really good news, but just kind of scanning this article rather quickly.
Okay.
One of the things in Boulder Type says that in adult males, higher creatinine levels have been linked to prostate cancer.
Oh, I didn't know that one. That would be something to check then. That's potentially serious. And yeah, I still have my
But
I
other
still have
than
my
that,
prostate.
yeah, other than that, it basically everything is talking about reduced kidney function.
Diukorostu. Okay.
So it's not coming up that there are other, common causes for it to be that elevated.
Okay then. And if that's the case, that's the case. I'm gonna have to deal with it. It's not my idea of fun. Yeah, I'd seen some stuff, and I can't remember exactly how it was worded, that was diet related. Because creatinine is a breakdown product of creatine, which in turn is a breakdown product of um, protein in muscle, etc., etc. You know, I don't know where that.
Okay, other causes of elevated blood creatinine levels are certain drugs, for example, cimetidine
Okay, okay.
can sometimes cause abnormally elevated creatinine levels. Serum creatinine can also, excuse me, transitionally increase after ingestion of large amounts of dietary meats. Thus, nutrition can sometimes play a role.
Moo.
And then we're back to things like kidney infection and kidney functions.
I'm trying to think. What was the one that you had mentioned before you mentioned the dietary creatine? Um,
Certain drugs,
oh,
cimet-
yeah.
cimetidine, Bactrim is the one of the name brands for it.
Okay, so wait a minute.
Okay. Being trans, I don't know how this would factor in, but could matter. That it's saying young to middle-aged adult males may have a higher creatinine level.
Well, I think I'm a little on the high side of middle age by now. I don't know. Okay, Casodex is a prescription medicine used to
Oh,
treat. Which fine.
in people with malnutrition, severe weight loss, and long-standing illnesses, the muscle mass tends to diminish over time, and therefore their creatinine levels, may be lower than expected for the rate. Okay, never mind.
Move beef. Okay.
I was just wondering if the sudden weight loss could have elevated it, but no, it appears that probably would not have been the factor here.
All right. And then I'm looking. Okay, you've got that. You've got that. You've got that. Okay, none of that.
Yeah, there's passing mentions of dehydration.
Yeah, I saw that. Seems to. One of the side effects seems to be increased urination. In, let's see. I'm looking and I'm not seeing. There was a mention in the blurb. There we go. Oh, here we go. Hey, boy, this could be interesting. Other adverse reactions greater than or equal to 2% but less than 5%. And this is bicalutamide, the anti-androgen I'm on. Metabolic and nutritional, creatinine increased is one of them. Oh, please don't tell me that my anti-androgen is increasing my creatinine. I don't want to be taken off an anti-androgen totally. That would not be good. That would not be good at all. Okay, abnormal laboratory test values. Laboratory abnormalities including elevated AST, ALT, bilirubin, BUN, and creatinine. I don't like the sound of that. Not my idea of a good time.
Yeah, of course, it does, of course, say here that, yeah, if you're up to stage 3 kidney disease, will have a much higher creatinine level.
Yeah, and I've sort of blown past stage 3.
Yeah, I know you're beyond that point, so.
Okay, so there are steroidal anti-androgens. Amongst the anti-androgens, bicalutamide is the preferred choice. It is often used at a dose of 150 milligrams, 350 milligram pills daily. Well, I'm only on 50 milligrams daily. Another alternative is flutamide, which is less expensive. Well, as long as I could maintain a decent HRT regimen, I suppose I could give up bicalutamide as long as I can have an anti-androgen. But of course, they're not going to listen to me. I'm only a transy. So there could be a confound, but I don't like that one either. Oh, well. Know what? Oh, that's that old announcement. Huh? What?
Are you on any kind of an acid reducer?
No.
Okay.
Not now, anyway. Years ago I was, but not now.
Okay, well, I'm reading an article here from the Mayo Clinic, and it mentions the fatidine and ranitidine can cause an
Yeah,
increase.
I was on ranitidine about 30 years ago, but not
Yeah, but
now.
if you haven't been on those recently, that's not going to be affecting it.
Deo Corostu. Oh, my word, my word, my word. Sorry, Fim. How you doing? Diste Petroya. You do know the Diste Petroya, right? Yes. I know to know.
Hey, Sarah.
Oh my. Case of Brian says there are many possible causes of high creatinine, some of which may be a one-time occurrence. Yeah, I would just hope that they were willing to explore this with me. Um, if I had to go
Well,
off by calutamide, um,
as the question is always getting things from a reputable source, what I'm looking at here is a fairly long article, but it is from the Mayo Clinic.
okay then,
So
fairly
I'm
reputable.
putting that into the Google chat for you so you can go and read through that later.
Ahan palako posienta, na taberendia ikere. Are they doing
But
it?
yeah, it goes into listing several factors that could be affecting the creatinine levels.
They doing an anti-androgen with you yet?
No, but I'm going in either Wednesday or Thursday, and then they're going to be basically checking the hormone levels and that, and kind of based on the levels at that point, then we'll be deciding about adding or subtracting other things.
Yeah, if you're anything like I was, be prepared for one hell of a roller coaster ride when you do go on an anti-androgen.
Oh,
Because I experienced extreme euphoria. I mean, so much that at one point I damn near passed out in the doctor's office. And I don't think my feet were hitting the ground when I was walking. And they almost took me off that shit. And I was like, no, please don't do that.
yeah, it
Um,
would be nice for a change.
mm, I mean, you come down soon enough. When you get accustomed to the stuff coursing through the body.
Yeah, for me, it's just nice to feel something once in a while.
Balco Allegrosidia.
I feel I've gone through most of my life just being numb.
You've gone through most of your life being dumb? What?
Numb.
Yeah, well, I've not done any protein shakes or anything like that, honey. Um,
Well, that was one thing that I saw came up in each of the things I was reading about. It was kind of them saying, yeah, cut back on the meat and try to go for more vegetable protein.
I don't eat all that much meat as it is. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Now, I will say that what meat I do eat is usually cheeky, and yeah, that is almost pure protein. Hardly any fat going around there.
Yeah, well, it doesn't separate, though, if the problem, is with the meat or with the fat.
Tayo gorostu.
So the articles really don't say about that. Sorry, Mage, are you struggling today?
Wolf beef. Kind of wish you could feel them. I don't know. It is the fullness and the fiffiness. Oh my. Yes, as I say, this is not gonna. This is not gonna be one of my favorite times.
No. Yeah, depression's really difficult because for everything everyone says, there's really not a way to deal with it yourself.
Oh right, yeah. It's not. Don't worry, be happy. That doesn't go. That doesn't fly. Those of us who experience it can tell you that. From personal experience. Um, that's one thing the generation before mine never got right.
Well, yeah, it's my father never really had things looked into because from that generation they just didn't.
Mm-hmm.
And my family doesn't really like to discuss my theories on it, but I think that PTSD from the war and autism would explain most of his behaviors.
Okay then.
They will go along with the PTSD because, we don't know much about his war record except for the fact that he had two Purple Hearts that he wouldn't talk about. So there's
Okay.
got to be something there.
The hell, he get his balls shot off one at a time. Damn. Uh.
No, but he had a huge scar on his chin where the beard wouldn't grow.
Oops. Okay. Sounds a lot like shrapnel to me.
Yeah, sounds like he was pretty close to something blowing up.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all we know about it is his sisters will confirm that it wasn't there when he went to France, but it was there when he got back.
Okay, so France may or may not have had something to do with it. Yeah.
Yeah, well, he was in France from 1943 to the end of the war.
Okay then. What did he get there through Anzio, or was it through Normandy?
Yeah,
Wait, he was there since
wasn't Normandy.
'43,
Yeah, he
and
was there before the Normandy landings.
yeah, that's right.
So yeah, I think actually it was, coming up through Italy.
Daio Gorostu. It is the
Again,
pupilness.
we really don't know much about it. It's something he just never talked about.
Well,
I know more about it from the history books that talked about his division than I do from him or anybody that knew him.
Oh, moof beef. Okay. Yeah, I could never really get anything out of him as far as his participation in the Pacific Theater either.
Well, and again, that's when they were coming back from the war. That's what they taught them: is you just stuff it down. You don't talk to anybody about this.
Mm.
That was literally the briefing they got on the ships coming home. That people at home don't want to hear about this. It was pretty much a propaganda thing that they really didn't want the civilian population to know the things that they saw.
Yeah. Or did.
Yep.
No, I just don't know on the egg thing.
Well, then why don't you try on the chicken thing instead?
Mm-hmm. Oh my.
Project.
So we've still got 7 people in here. I'm amazed. I mean, considering that this was just unplanned and everything. Thanks, kid, for
Well, let's
showing
see.
up, putting up with me.
You, me, Ryan Games, Seraphim Hyde, Mage Wolf, Jen, that's 6. So only missing 1. Is Skeptic Mafia still in here? That would be 7.
I don't know. I don't know.
No, I think Skeptic Mafia and Vonric went to bed.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, Brian. Secrets are a breeding ground for mental disease. That's certainly true. That the longer somebody holds on to it without talking about it, the worse it gets, and other things can pile on it. Oh, hi, Maya.
So that's Maya might be number 7. Because you hadn't enumerated her, had
Yep.
you?
No, I wasn't aware she was in there.
Dayu
Yeah, and
Korostu.
it still says 7, so Maya must be the 7th.
Well, she's not the one. She's not the one. The one they call the 7th son. At least she doesn't look like a son last I saw her.
I think she's too tall to be a dwarf.
Okay then. She's 10 likes on this. Thanks, kids. Really. Oh my.
Well, the 10 likes shouldn't surprise you. Actually, where I look, it says 11 likes.
Oh. I must have a like lag.
Wait,
Oh, Samaya is bubbling on about Purple Love. How do you rate?
I don't know. She always does that.
you,
I'm as confused by it as anyone.
you always get all the girls. I don't know.
Well, but never any of them that live in the same state I do, so.
Gesta. Oh, if there were any in the same state I was in, they would have to be in a state of confusion. What, honey? Yeah, I got you. You is a girl. Yes, you is.
Schlurf, kitty.
Oh, gonna miss you. Yeah.
Okay, so you know she'll be okay for a couple of days on her own, and if it's going to be more than 2 nights, I'll be there.
Yeah, 'cause when we went to Kentucky, she was alone for 3 days, I think. You saw how happy she was to see me, right? It's like, where the fuck have you been, asshole?
Yep. Yeah, so apart from being just bored and lonely, though, she'll be okay.
You're gonna be okay. I will leave you a big bowl of foods.
Yep.
And I make.
Yeah, as long as you leave her with food, water, and a clean litter box, should be okay for a couple of days.
There you go. Yeah, I'll scoop out the litter box because I just did a total litter change, a day or 2 ago.
Yep.
And then I'll add as necessary. I may even put a. I don't know. Yes, I do have the second. I do have the second litter box. I may even put that out.
Couldn't hurt.
And then, of course, she'd be so pissed off at me that she would ignore both of them and go piss on something.
Oh,
And
she
I,
won't do that. She didn't do that
and
before. She didn't do it last time.
oh, look at you.
And I'll just take Sammy upstairs and he can stay up there with the girls for a couple of days.
Yeah, if you need to, she should travel well. She did the last time around. Um, no, ow, honey, those are sharp. Not a word out of her between here and Chicago, for example.
Hmm.
I think one or two words between Chicago and Carbondale. And again, not a word out of her between Carbondale and here.
Yeah.
I had a harder time coming home than she did. Jeez. Got a late start and didn't realize that night driving was going to be as hard as it was on me.
Well, I wouldn't see the need to bring her back here, and unless they're going to wind up keeping you more than a week. I can just stay at your place for a few days until they
Oh,
let you
yeah,
out.
by all means.
Otherwise, it's not worth driving back and forth that much.
Yes, indeed. I've got to look. I've got a couple dozen eggs in there. I don't know. Should I get some stuff?
No, don't worry about it. Just take care of what you need to take care of. I'm going to be there. I'm going to have my car. I can run up to the Walmart. That's no big deal.
Daju Korostu.
It's harder for you to get around because you don't have a car there. It's not going to be a big deal for me.
Yeah, that's the damn thing about carrying stuff back. I used to be able to carry it in my little grubby mitts, but as my health has gone, it's harder for me to carry shit.
Yeah, the only thing I'm going to need at your place is, just to be able to plug into your network there so I can get online.
Oh, yeah, sure. I've got to think here. I'll have to look for the network name and password,
Yep.
and I can just tape it to the monitor or something. Hey, Colleen, twice in one day. Yeah, I'm feeling paranoid. Great to see you, though. Oh, gods, we're up to 10. Yeah, I've got the stuff I need to do is pretty much done. I still have to just pack the little stuff I'm going to take with me. What else did I say I was going to do? Oh, go to the postal office and mail my application for the rent rebate, because that's $570 I could use. Definitely.
I'm surprised that isn't something you can find online to, print out and send in.
Well, they mailed me an application, and it just took me this long to get around to doing something about it.
Okay.
Yeah, I've got until the end of the month, so tomorrow I can just take it to the post office, and that'll give me an idea of my endurance. I mean, my endurance is not that bad. I mean, it's not the case that I'm totally winded after 15 feet. I am a little bit winded after half a mile. But, okay, what do you got, Colleen? Missed the morning. I was celebrating my brother's birthday. I just got back. Well, happy birthday, Colleen's brother. Yay. One more in the books, huh?
That's why I was saying about trying to do some regular exercise. That they've got a treadmill in one of the public areas upstairs.
Mm.
So trying to do a workout of, at least 15 minutes a night at about, 2.5 miles an hour speed on it. So
Well,
basically equal to about a half-mile walk.
they'd still know who I am at Planet Fitness or Planet Purple or however you want to put that. Um, so after a suitable period of recovery, maybe, I might be able to get around to going up there and see what I can do. No, Brian, I'll tell you what. Brian asked, do you procrastinate? If you're asking me, procrastinating is something I've always wanted to do. I just never get around to it, that's all.
Yep. Procrastination is the only skill I've truly mastered.
Okay, then. Yeah, that's where I was trying to do the calorie burn off. Get on the stationary cycle and cycle as far as I could. And I'd go 8 miles, 9 miles, something like that every time. It's amazing how much work you have to do to burn off 50 calories.
Yeah, with what I'm doing now, I don't necessarily even want to lose weight. I just wish I could move it.
Uh huh. Okay.
If I could get the stuff from the belly to either, go north a little bit or go down to my hips, either way,
Yeah, there you go. That would work. I'd like that.
if
Yeah.
it'll either fill out my chest or my hips, I'd be happy with it.
Well, your hips are going to fill out definitely to some extent. I mean, you're not gonna get the response that you would have got had you started at 20, but you'll get something. I mean, even I got something. I like to say
Yeah,
I
well, yeah, not much we can do at this point. Just, wait and see, you know,
yeah,
6 months, a year from now, see what happens.
like I say, I've got the tits of a 9-year-old. One of those deals. Barely there. My, what do you have here? You can have my skill at procrastinating. If there was one thing I could change about myself, it would be that I'm not a procrastinator. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I actually get the shit done. Uh,
Yeah. Well, they've already told me that most likely when I go in this week, that usually the next step would be for them to double the dosage of the hormones.
oh, okay. Oh, you're still on that opening dose, that opening volley.
Yeah, I'm on the minimum dose of what, like 0.1 milligram. Yeah.
Okay, because I'm trying to remember what they did with me. I think they increased it twice. They increased it once, still estrogen only. And then the second time they increased it, they also put me on the minimum dose of antiandrogen, which at that time was um, oh, spironolactone.
Hmm.
Um, I'll go back to spironolactone if I have to. I'll do it black market if I have to.
I had even considered that at one point myself.
Oh, I was doing black market stuff for a while. Yeah.
Well, like I say, was wanting to start this when I was in New York with my fiance, and the insurance there wasn't going to help with any of it. So, yeah, we had started looking into if there was some other way that I could get a reliable source of the hormones.
For a while, what was I doing? I forget where I was going, but it was not necessarily a reputable source. And yes, the prices were a little bit on the high side. Like for example, the estradiol was I think like 100 a month. I was paying for that shit. Where now to get it through the regular sources, I get 3 months for $4. You know, one of those. Oh shit. But
Yeah, Colleen, one of my favorite things on YouTube is to see the closed captioning try to work on anyone with a heavy accent.
Ayaka, move.
It was always one of the best parts of the shills was if Taddy Boggle was on there and tried to see the closed caption trying to make sense of what he was saying.
There you are. Oh my, oh my, wait a minute. We got the settings. We don't have that. I don't even know where it hides now. I don't see a switch for closed caption on. I guess I have to do something to get it working on my stuff, don't I?
Well, for the YouTube, if you're watching the replay after the stream's ended and processed, then you can click it on.
Okay.
Hmm. It seems like in the Google there's something here for it. Yeah. You don't have it on yours on the toolbar? Or maybe it's only going to do it on my screen now.
I guess
On the bottom toolbar, I've got the microphone, the camera, and then the third one's the closed caption.
Okay, the microphony, the camera. I don't see. I'm looking.
Yeah, but apparently that only turns it on for my screen. I guess nobody else sees it.
Right. What is this? Activities.
So I don't know if there's really a way for you to turn it on for the people in the side chat to see it or not.
I would have to take a look at that, which I will one day. Because if I could get, say, Mandarin subtitles, that would be a hoot. Somebody would translate it on the fly, you know.
Yeah, I don't normally use the Google thing, so I don't know where any of the settings are in here.
Wat is je egg thing and the odd thing? Because they got the boo thing and the goo thing. Okay, so wait a minute. Settings, playback speed, quality, annotations.
Yeah, Brian's saying I went to black market. I did once for a migraine painkiller and it nearly killed me. And yeah, that is the problem, that if you're not getting it from a regular pharmacy, you can't always be sure that there isn't something in there that shouldn't be in there.
Yeah. Oh, Colleen, yeah, there is. The other fun one is you Mark Twain it to death. On Google Translate, you start with English, and then, okay, let's say you translate it to German. Then you translate the German to French, the French to Japanese, the Japanese to Tagalog, and the Tagalog back to English. And what you get is,
Or you could just save it and translate anything directly to Welsh and get total gibberish.
Holy shit, man. Yeah. Oh, my. But
yeah, Welsh has several vowels that are just phonics that are not even part of any Anglo language.
Oh, right. When, of course, Welsh is not an Anglo language, yeah. Um, I mean, the poor British Isles, God, they got hammered with languages. Because, you had the Anglo Saxon,
Hmm.
then you had the Jutish languages, like the Welsh, um, and then the French. Don't forget the admixture of Anglo-Saxon and French that made its way into English.
Yeah.
Beef,
And the Norman invasions.
move beef. It is the craziness on the egg thing. I don't know. I just pity the poor historian who tries to trace modern English, through its origins. Oh, Kiztabalaga. That is the. Jesus Christ, there's cat fur
They
everywhere.
have that problem with Finnish
Oh,
because Finnish
yeah.
is actually not related to any of the Scandinavian languages. It's a Germanic root, but it's like a Germanic root that came through Russia and across.
Uh huh. 'Cause it looks to me like they don't even follow the normal sequence in counting. Because what have you got? Utsi, Coxi, Kolme, rather than some form that's directly related to 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, I never actually learned it, so I don't really know it off the top of my head. I just grew up hearing it. It's my mother and my aunts and my grandparents would speak it,
Moo.
especially with my great grandmother. That after she got up there in years, like after she was in her 80s, that she completely forgot how to speak English and she could only converse in Finnish.
Yeah, that happened to Bobka when she had her stroke. She lost English, but she still retained Slovak. It's weird the way that works, but it's interesting.
Well, yeah, I think it's just kind of the brain goes back to what it knew first.
Yeah, first and second language acquisition. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so whatever was the oldest memories were retained. Oh,
As we had thought, she had lost the ability to speak at all. And then at the Sunday Mass, my aunt heard her very faintly praying in Slovak. And I was like, okay, she remembers some stuff. She can do some stuff. So she could faintly pray in Slovak, and then the rest of the time she cried. Poor, poor lady. 5 years she spent pretty much incapacitated because of that stroke. Oh well. Moo. It is moo and it is boo and it is goo and it is feces and it is foo and it's all full of poo. Okay, we're doing pretty well over there, so we can just keep going there. Yeah,
it is 11 o'clock.
yeah, we're starting to get to the point where we're gonna start to think about closing down.
Well, it's midnight for you, so it's going to stop being Sunday in 1 minute.
Yeah, my computer clock is at 0002, and as far as I can tell, that's pretty accurate. Ah, Bufu. And beefy.
That's something clocks actually have screwed up.
12-hour time?
Well, yeah, in general, but the number 12 on there. Because, it's just like, you count the fractions between 0 and 1. So we really don't have like a 12:30 and a 12:45. It should be going with 0 at the top and come around past 11, and then it should be 0 again. We should never actually hit 12. And if we did that, it would get rid of all that confusion about is 12 a.m. midnight or noon.
Yeah, right. Definitely. Because where was I headed with that? Not sure. Oh well. No big deal. No big deal.
There was a thing about metric time.
Yeah, but that
But that was something they couldn't even get the French to accept.
Yeah. Yeah, what was it? 10 hours in a day and 100 minutes in an hour, I think, or some shit like that.
Yeah, basically.
And I suppose 100 seconds in a minute. Mage, if you want to call it military time, yeah, you can. I mean, as far as continental Europe goes, it's pretty much the only time they use. I don't think they use 12-hour time. In Germany, the trains run on 24-hour time. I basically switched to 24-hour time when I started running Linux full time. And it's just so nice. I mean, even my wristwatch is set in 24-hour time.
Yeah, again, it would make more sense. It would avoid some of the confusion, which we run into more and more of, since we can now be talking simultaneously to people who are any number of time zones away.
Moo. Yeah.
Happens a lot when I'm on streams with people in Australia.
So I don't know what's next. Do we start telling time in Zulu? Good old UTC.
Yeah. Yeah, because everybody in Australia is something like 13 to 17 hours ahead of me or something like that.
Something like that. I think
they've got 5 time zones altogether.
Jen, if you're still here, you can verify it. I think she's 12 hours ahead of me. So she would be 13 hours ahead of you.
Yep. Yeah, well, I know that, when I'm in my midnight stream, when Jen gets in there, it's the following afternoon to her.
Mm-hmm. Fufu. That's what it is. It is the fufu.
Yep, it's called international time, and that's why we won't see it here, because they'll only do American time.
Oh my, oh my, oh my. Like that line from Inherit the Wind. There's an old world, monkeys. Ha ha! They can't even be, humans can't even be evolved from good old American monkeys.
Yep.
Who was that? Frederick March, I think?
Yeah. Yeah, and Brian says, I wish they would drop daylight savings time. And yes, that serves no purpose at all. It only confuses things twice a year.
Yeah, sure does. I mean, you lose an hour of light, or apparent hour of light at the end of the day. But, okay, so I guess you just have to live with it.
Well, unless we went the other way. unless we stayed on the clock that, it's an hour light later in the evening, which would make more sense because these days, who the fuck wakes up at sunrise anyway?
Oh God, do you remember the attempt during the Carter administration to go to full-time daylight savings time?
Not really, but Carter would have been when I was in like third grade.
Yeah, it did not go over very well at all. Oh my God. There were so many mothers complaining about how dark it was as they were sending the kids off to school. You just didn't get it long enough to see if you would receive any of the benefit you were supposed to enjoy.
Yep, yeah, Mage is right. A lot of people say it was done because of the farmers, but no, it wasn't.
No, they hated
It
it.
was done because of the factories during the war. That they thought it
Yeah.
would save electricity in the factories.
Yep. It is the poo poo. Yeah, it is definitely the poo poo. I wish I still had my automatic fish feeder, but it got brooked.
Yeah, I didn't know about the fish, what their feeding schedule is.
Whenever I throw food in there.
Well, I mean, do they need to be fed every day, or do you just feed them a couple times a week, or how do you do them?
I can manage a couple times a week.
Okay.
They haven't been eating each other yet.
So that you're not worried about them if they're left alone for 2 or 3 days.
Not as worried about them as I would be worried about Sylvia if
Okay.
she was without food for too long. Yeah.
Yep.
Uh,
Well,
she
the
might
biggest thing.
she might rip the place up looking for dinner.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is to see if you can't put something over the fish tank to make sure Sylvia doesn't get in that while she's alone.
Oh well, that
Not so
too.
much for food, but just if she's bored and's got nothing better to do.
And she has been known to go fishing. I mean, I have.
Yeah, you had
found-
told us that you lost a couple before.
Yeah. Now the water level in there is lower than it usually is. That helps a little bit, but.
Yeah, I just.
Hmm?
Yeah, you had said there was like one hole that she put her paw through there or that. And I was just thinking about
Yep.
maybe just take some duct tape and, tape down the edges and cover up any holes.
Moo. Okay, Colleen. Sunset over here. Let me og the flug because it's almost solstice. Duda. Okay, Monday, 14 June, it will set at 20:52 hours, 8:52 p.m.
Yeah, I was gonna say here it was something between 8:30 and 9 o'clock by now.
Yeah, it gets a little on the crazy side when you're at the western edge of the Eastern Time Zone, or even when you're in Dayton, Ohio, it gets a little crazy. What is the longest?
I didn't think anyone was dating Ohio. I thought Ohio was an incel.
Pretty much. What is the longest day of the year in Pennsylvania?
Well, that's going to be the summer solstice, regardless of where you are.
Yeah, central Pennsylvania will. With 15 hours, 3 minutes, and 6 seconds of daylight, although it appears that daylight will be muted by cloud cover until at least the afternoon. This was summer of 2019. Move beef. Yeah, because when the ex and I heard Neil Diamond in Dayton, and then we stuck around to see the Air Force Museum. It was getting dark, close to 10 o'clock p.m.
Yep.
Waterloo. I remember Waterloo. Yeah, I'd like to see if I couldn't get north of the border at some point. I'd have to get some money together to do it, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to get the money together anymore.
Sorry, get the money together for where?
Oh, take a trip north of the border.
Ah.
I mean, it's been 30 years since I've been in Toronto, for example.
Well, another reason for you to move here, because that's kind of on the chart here, that if I can get everything arranged for it, and if I can come up with the money, was to do a Canadian road trip at this point. Because one of the things on my bucket list is the Royal Tyrrell Museum in Alberta. And if I'm going to go that far, I might as well drive up by Vancouver, because there's a handful of people in our community living up in that area.
The Royal Tyrrell, is that the one with your favorite dinosaur?
It's supposed to be the largest collection of mounted dinosaur skeletons anywhere in the world.
Daihukorostu. Okay.
Along with all sorts of other interesting fossil things.
Moo.
But yeah, as, you know, since they're right there in the Badlands of North America, it's the area where the greatest diversity of dinosaur fossils is, that they find more species in that area than anywhere else.
Okay,
There's been
then.
like 180 species of dinosaurs that have been found, you know, between like Montana and Alberta.
Okay, then. I might be moving to Montana soon. No, huh? Just to raise me up a crop of dental floss. He was a genius.
I'm not getting the dental floss reference, though.
Oh, that's Zappa. It's a song called Montana, and it's all about moving to Montana, raising up dental floss. And then let's see, there's the line, I might buy me a horse, just about this big, and ride him all along the borderline. It's just crazy. He must have been smoking a hell of a lot of good shit. No, actually, he didn't do drugs.
I don't think you could ever get horses quite that small.
Okay.
If you go back to the Epstein, you can get them less than a foot tall, though.
Ah, moof beef.
Yeah, down in South America, the ancestors of modern horses were smaller than a house cat.
Yep. Yeah, I've seen some of those skeletons. Carnegie Museum of Natural History here has a nice set of horse skeletons, or proto-horse skeletons, really.
Yep. Was one of Dave's critical questions.
Moo?
Was would you rather fight 100 duck-sized horses or one horse-sized duck? So I said a horse-sized duck, but one from the Epistocene, because then effectively I'm only fighting one duck-sized duck.
Oh my. But no crocoduck?
No.
and that was that was the thing that surprised the shit out of me when I was the first time listening to Systematic Classification of Life, the R.N. Ross series. Um, there actually were crocoducks and duckadiles. I didn't know that shit actually existed.
I don't remember that part of it.
I do not remember which episode, damn it.
Yeah. May just saying how cool it would be to have one of those small horses as a pet. Well, I can do the next best thing for you. If you shave a guinea pig, it looks like a tiny hippopotamus.
Yeah. And hippopotamuses says don't make very good pets. They might turn on you at any moment.
They kill more people in Africa than crocodiles.
Mm-hmm. Oh, look how cute. Ah!
Oh, it's just a herbivore. It's harmless, Chomp.
Yeah, huh?
Yeah, it's got a bite that can break a crocodile's spine.
Mm. Yeah, Mage. That series is a great one to watch. I will serenade. I will use that to serenade me to sleep. Just put it on the laptop and let it go.
Yeah, I've got it in a playlist. I've done that a number of times.
Unfortunately, the second last episode, one of the episodes involving human community, ended with a bit from the Ringo Starr film, The Caveman, and I guess somebody complained, and the audio is gone now.
Hmm. I'm kind of surprised that Aaron didn't go back and edit that bit out then and replace it.
Well, my guess is that he edited the audio out. Yeah, because I mean the video is still there, but you go from the very beginning, and then it goes silent, and then the end comes. There's the last couple seconds of the end, and then it's done. But you can still find other copies of that scene from Caveman that have been up for years. So what I may
Yeah.
have.
So often it's a matter of who did you annoy that wants to report you.
Yeah. One of the things I may have to do is just download all of Aaron's films and then download that other piece of Caveman and edit that into that second last episode. And that way I wouldn't have to use bandwidth to get at it. Nigerian dwarf goat. Okay.
Well, I should probably get to shutting down for the night here so I can try to wind down and get some sleep.
Well, you and I both, because I'm starting to fade a little bit, yeah. And,
Well, you know that getting sleep is one of the things that I've never really mastered.
uh-huh.
So winding down could actually take a couple of hours yet.
It is the fufu is what it is. But, yeah, okay. I can, let you get some night. And what I will do, looking at all this, and now I'm gonna look over there and see what we've got. Okay, kids.
Especially if I have to be prepping in case I have to take long drives this week. I gotta make sure that I don't go short on sleep this week.
Yeah, that would not be good. So I'll tell you what, guys. Yeah, Mage wonders what is the sleep you speak of. Move beef.
I catch glimpses of it each night, but it never stays around very long.
Mmm. I've been getting up earlier lately. It's just still working on staying up. Oh, so Brian has PhD in sleep. Yeah, I used to have an advanced degree in sleep, but not so much lately. Anyway,
By the way,
yes, dear.
just out of curiosity, what are the marijuana laws for Pennsylvania?
Um, okay, medical. They do have. Anything else is still draconian.
Okay. Not that I'm likely to be able to get any this week, but it's one of the things I'm going to talk to my doctor about is the possibility that since medical marijuana is available here, is that something that might help me sleep?
In mine,
I've heard some people say it can help, so I've just got to find a doctor who can prescribe it here.
yeah, and with my thing is I really wouldn't be able to do anything even were it legal, because the landlord doesn't like smoke of any sort in his buildings.
Yeah,
So it
I'm
would.
not sure. I think that may be something that was passed um, as a policy at a federal level. That I think it may be any building that gets any federal housing subsidies. They may not allow marijuana smoking, regardless of what state you're in,
Okay,
because
moof
of
beef.
course it's still illegal on, you know, on a federal level.
Yep, still DEA Schedule 1.
Yeah, so I think it might be something that was kind of written in as being like an extension of you can't do it on federal property.
Oh my, it would be so nice were the.
Because that was the case in Michigan and it's also the case here in Minnesota. So I'm thinking it's just every state if you're in a building that gets any federal funding.
Yeah, because every now and then you see the letters taped to everybody's door. Somebody's been smoking. Remember that that's
Yeah,
a lease offense and all this other shit.
I was going to say it doesn't stop people from doing it. You know, my hallway's thick with it a couple of times a week.
Uh huh.
So they just haven't been able to positively identify which apartment it's coming from because by the time anybody notices it, the whole hallway's full of smoke.
Yep. Well, I can tell
So
you
it's
that.
like, yeah, you know, we can ask everybody, but it's like it's one of 8 apartments and we can't really pin down which one.
You got it. Yeah. Well, then it's definitely not this one. I quit smoking anything 3 years ago. Well, not quite
Well,
3 years ago. In August, it'll be 3 years.
and at least one of the other tenants said it was happening before I moved here, so they're not accusing me of it.
Move beef. What they've done, they put those plug-in air freshener things into the outlets, but they haven't replaced the units when they run out of air freshener.
Oh, I hope they don't start doing those here.
Yeah, they're annoying. They're very annoying.
They set off my allergies.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it's not one particular fragrance or anything either. It's, you know, anyone who's got one plugged into their house, I'm going to start hacking.
Yeah, well, Brian Purple might be able to get edible stuff. I can't because the really the only form you can get the medical marijuana in is either vape or burn.
Yeah, well, we can buy the CBD gummies here. And we did pick up some of those, and I tried them, but they didn't really seem to help as far as the sleep. You know, they kind of, I got the sensation of a light buzz, pretty much the same kind of thing I'd get from, maybe like 3 good drinks.
Okay, then.
But that was about it. Beyond that, they didn't really help with anything.
It's been so long since I've had any grass, I forget what it feels like.
Yeah, May just saying fragrances can be harmful to my birds. And
Yep.
yeah, small birds are particularly susceptible to those things.
Must be. Kishapatroda. That's what it
Yeah,
is.
it sucks that I've never smoked, but my allergies give me a hacking cough so often that I wind up sounding like I smoked for 20 years.
Yeah, well, that's my deal. Is even were I able to get marijuana in as far as smoking goes, I'd be afraid to because I'd be afraid of hacking up a lung. It's been a while since I've smoked anything, and I may have become sensitized to it.
Yeah, I don't know how it'd go down for me, but at this point, I'm willing to try anything that would let me sleep through the night once or twice a month.
Moo.
That would just be really nice. And at this point, I've only found 3 things that help me sleep, and 2 of them have intolerable side effects, and the third one is a high-class opiate, so nobody's ever going to prescribe that for me.
Yeah, okay.
That's only the kind of thing I can get after a fairly invasive surgery, like when they did my hernia.
Mmm.
Almost willing to go through the hernia again just to get a bottle of that stuff.
There you are.
I did okay handling the pain.
Well,
It was just nice to have a few of those left over for about a year.
any more I understand anyway, they are so paranoid about prescribing what they consider to be too much that you really can't get all that much anymore, can you?
No. Yeah, even for her surgery, for Sloth Girl surgery, they gave her like 10 tablets with 1 refill.
Yeah.
They said she could take up to 3 a day, but they only gave her 10 tablets, and then they couldn't be refilled again for 2 weeks. How is that supposed to work?
Yeah. And these poor kids with the chronic pain where they absolutely need something that strong, and they won't let them have it.
Yeah. Well,
But
it's still being badly abused, but rather than do things that would be effective to stop the abuse, they just make it difficult to the point that doctors are afraid to prescribe it because they don't want to get accused that they're helping the abusers.
yeah, I remember one of my professors back when I was at school the second time around. He decided to start the class day with a rant um, about the horrible pain of terminal cancer is best um, managed or eliminated or whatever with heroin. And it was terminal cancer, yeah. And the powers that be are so afraid that these people might get addicted that they won't let them have it. Now, you think about it for a little while. These people are terminal and they're worried about them getting addicted, for Christ's sake.
Yeah.
Uh,
Now, see, things have advanced a lot now. I mean, the terminal used to be a single unit, so I'm not
mm,
clear now which part gets cancer. Is it the keyboard or the monitor?
I'm not exactly sure. Yeah. And then spreading is so easy, when you've got the keyboard and monitor in the same damn unit. But, oh well.
But can it be spread through Bluetooth? If you've got a wireless keyboard, does that keep it contained?
I would have to look in the Apple Journal of Medicine. Or who did Bluetooth? I don't know.
Anyway.
Moo.
Never cluck.
Never.
You always moo, you never cluck, and then yet the eggs turn up from nowhere.
Oh, well, that's the cow eggs. No, huh?
Not that I'm aware of.
Oh,
Well, wait a minute. There is a species that's commonly called the cowbird, so.
yeah, okay. I mean, cows may have been misclassified, and they might well be monotremes, and we never knew it, Oh, man.
Yeah, I know what you mean, Brian.
Monotremes.
I get occasional migraines, at least for me, they're not all that common. He's saying that they give him pills to prevent the migraines, which don't really work, but nothing to
Right.
handle the pain after they started.
Moo.
And there is my kiddiness.
My ex used to get migraines. God, am I so happy that I never had to do that. I only had one headache that was comparable to a migraine, and that came from a crazy Chinese surgeon sawing my head open.
Well, while I'm not sure the exact link, mine are somehow connected with my allergies. That, basically the more I can manage my allergy systems, the less often I suffer the migraines. Although I have had occasions of ones that last for 3 days.
Stahandat polakeste. Yeah, I will say that when she had a migraine, Melody was insufferable. But then again, you could hardly blame her.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And as far as getting high, this guy gave him some of the catnip after we came back from upstairs, just as a reward for being in his carrier.
Oh boy.
And he seems to still be having some after effects from it. He's still kind of regressed to the kitten stage. Oh dear.
Oh my, I'm gonna end up losing these plants. I know I'm gonna end up losing the damn plants. Oh well.
Oh. That would be something, though, that for the fish and the plants, maybe to make me some notes on, how much water they need, how much food the fish get, and things like that.
Mato patrende.
Just so I can take care of them as best I can, because, yeah, I have no idea of the amount or frequency for either of those things.
Well, all I do with the plants is put a stainless steel bowl beneath the plant as it's hanging from the ceiling and then pour water until it starts going into the bowl.
Okay.
No wonder the table looks as bad as it does.
Yeah. I have never been good with houseplants. They do not survive well with me.
This
Although
is
that reminds me that I keep promising Sammy that I'll get cat grass started for him again, and I haven't done that.
oh, this one dug the catnip up, and
Well, not catnip, just grass for him to chew on.
okay, I haven't
Just I used to, in the old apartment, I had a bucket full of grass on the windowsill.
Yep.
That was his salad bar.
I was going to do a grass, and I didn't get to it, so she doesn't have any right now. I mean, I've got a couple pounds of wheat, but
Oh, you've got seed already?
oh yeah,
Okay.
I've had seed for a good long time.
I was gonna say I could bring you some, because yeah, I tried to find just a small amount for him, and it was like, yeah, I can get a 3 pound bag for about what it costs for just two of the starter kits for the cat grass.
Yep.
So
Okay.
yeah, I've got a couple pounds in one of my kitchen cabinets here.
Because I've got two of those planters. The round planter with the grate over it. It looks like a
Mhm.
sewer cover in the middle of the street. Yeah.
Well, I had a problem with him, pushing things off, so I just took an ice cream bucket and I filled it halfway with rocks to make it heavy enough, and then put the cat grass in on top of that.
Moo. Definite moo.
And that at least was heavy enough that he never pushed it off the shelf then.
Oh my, oh my. Now this past year, this past year and a half, the whole plague period, it's been the best period I've ever had with houseplants. They've been so good to me.
Hmm?
So I guess coronavirus must be doing them some good or something. I don't know.
I don't know, is it just because you were around more, or because you were not able to do things, so you're paying more attention to them?
Could be some of that, yeah. Definitely.
Oh yeah, Brian, cats tend to like things in the mint family, peppermint and spearmint. They tend to like to chew on.
Mm-hmm.
That's the house where I was growing up. In the backyard of the house where I was growing up, that my dad had planted a patch of spearmint, and the cats got into that all the time.
Oh man, when Sandra and I were married, along the driveway there was a patch that had spearmint, and at one point she wanted the spearmint gone because she wanted to do something with that. Oh God, what I had to go through to get the spearmint out of there.
Yeah, well, my dad was smart about that when he planted it. He took uh, an old metal trash can that the bottom had rotted out, and he just cut the bottom out, and he dug a hole and he buried the whole trash can, and then he planted the peppermint in that, or the spearmint in that, because the problem with spearmint is it springs up new plants from the root shoots.
Yes.
So you can mow it right down to the ground and it'll come up from the roots over and over every year.
Mm-hmm.
So the only way you keep it contained is making sure that the roots can't get out of that area.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I was not the one who planted the mint next to the driveway. That was done years and years before I was there, and they didn't do that. So I had to dig what, maybe a foot and a half, and then sift the soil. God, that took. It was a tiny patch, but God, it took days.
Yeah, I was thinking of that. That if you ever have a neighbor that you want to get revenge on, a very easy way to do it would be to just seed their lawn with catnip, so that all the cats in the neighborhood would go and shit on their lawn all the time.
Yep. Yet this one had left the catnip alone for a good long time until it was pretty thick, and then suddenly, she's right in it, eating it down to the soil.
It may just be, that it was until it started to bloom that even if the flowers weren't noticeable, they started giving off the fragrance.
Damn well could be.
Yeah, I've got some catnip seed too that I've gotta try for him, but that's something like I'll have to suspend it up high so that he can't get to it,
Yeah,
just to make
Mage.
sure it has a chance to grow.
Yeah, the other thing that she had um, in the backyard garden, it was there before we married, was Lily of the Valley. And I'll tell you, if you want to get rid of Lily of the Valley, you got a lot of work ahead of you. Because that's as bad as mint. Although it is prettier.
Yep. If my family insists on having a burial site after I die, then I want somebody to go there and plant catnip over the whole thing. Thus to assure my legacy of being a crazy cat lady.
Mm-hmm. Wait a minute. Seed the lawn with wild ferns. Good luck getting rid of them. Okay, I'll have to remember that. If there's anybody I don't like.
You can also gift hostas to them. You get somebody to just plant like 3 or 4 hosta plants,
Yep.
and they will never be rid of them again.
And nurseries sell this stuff for money. It's amazing. And people buy it.
The house I lived in St. Paul, people would ask about them, and we were like, sure, we'd go and dig them up, and we were giving them away. We gave away half of them every year, and it never decreased the density of the patch.
Yeah. Oh, Colleen likes the catnip idea. You may have planted a seed in somebody's head. You know that.
Well, I thought of that because in one of Will's streams, he was saying how much trouble he was having because for some reason all the cats kept coming into his yard. And he had to go and get like some cougar urine to start keeping the cats away
Oh boy.
because they were becoming such a problem with leaving brown patches in his lawn and digging things up.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. I miss lawn and garden care. I really do.
I wouldn't mind having a veggie garden if I had room for it, but then again, this far north, the growing season's so short, it almost doesn't pay.
Well, there you go. I mean,
it's a lot of work, and you only get to harvest for like 2 months.
Okay, I mean, even in Cleveland, we had a better growing season than that, and she always liked planting tomatoes. So I'd go out there, I'd start picking tomatoes, and I'd come in with, like 5 dozen. It's like, anybody want some tomatoes? We can't eat all these.
Yeah, well, here you can't even put anything in the ground until at least the middle of May.
Yeah.
And then by the second week of September, you could have a hard frost. So that's basically July and August are the only time that you're going to have that anything's going to be able to harvest.
Unless you want to put up a greenhouse, huh?
I've had plans for that too, and again, yeah, if I had a yard, if I had the space, I would build a geodesic greenhouse.
Mm-hmm.
It's a plan I was trying to sell my sister on, because she likes to do gardening, and I actually worked everything out to build a 6-frequency icosahedron dome that I could build just using standard 8-foot 2x4s for the framing members, and it would cover nearly 1/4 of an acre.
Now, we'll just don't do it now. I mean, wood's not cheap yet, again.
No. Yeah.
The last I heard was, what, like $25 for a 8-foot 2x4?
Oh, I don't think it's that bad. I think that's more like the price for plywood panels right now.
Okay.
But yeah, that's a lot of the building materials are like 4 times what they were before the COVID started, just because it's upset the production and the supply line so much.
Yeah, I was looking at a film, a YouTube video, on the woes of the supply chain, where people were carrying no inventory, and then when things started opening up, it was just so hard to keep anything flowing through.
Well, it's the thing that it was the model that Kmart really had pioneered, was just the idea of not really keeping things in stock, but the order on demand. And so many of the factories had gone to that okay, we'll produce it when they order it and not before, so we don't have to stockpile it.
Mm-hmm.
And the problem with that model is that if the factories aren't producing it until it's ordered, and then when it's ordered, the factory is down to half staff because of COVID,
Yep.
and the railroad is not moving as much freight as it normally did, and so on and so on and so on, that each step in the process is 2 weeks behind its normal schedule. That, yeah, instead of being able to have the stuff produced and shipped out so it's in the store in 2 weeks, which is what the store is anticipating, it's more like it's 2 months before the stuff gets to the store. So you've got 6 weeks in between that, well, we ordered it, but it hasn't arrived yet.
Yeah. And in the film that I was watching, made the point that the companies who adopted this idea of not carrying excess inventory thought that excess meant all. So they were operating on like next to no inventory at all, and then
Yeah.
the way you're describing it.
Well, yeah, that's
They
basically it. But places like Home Depot only carry what they think they can sell in 2 weeks.
Yeah, and in this film,
Because then it's like when their 2 week stock gets to half of what they started with, then they order more for another 2 weeks.
mm-hmm. And in this film, tapped Toyota for the source of that no excess inventory idea. So when you said, what was it? Which company did you name? That was a new one on me, but I can see it.
Yeah, Home Depot.
Nah, Gusta.
Yeah. Yeah, the car companies got hit real bad with it because what had turned out happening was they were doing the same thing with electronics components.
Yes.
So basically, like GM had 100,000 cars that were completely assembled. They had the bodies and the engines and the chassis and transmissions, and they were sitting there at the final stage of the assembly because they couldn't get the computer chips from China.
Yeah.
So the cars were pretty much completely built. They just needed that little, the computer installed that handles timing the fuel injectors, and they couldn't get that one component.
Mm-hmm. Oh, May says, how much was lower out of stock during the plague was one reason he decided to start his garden.
Yeah. Well, the other thing with the building materials that hit was that during the lockdown, since people weren't going to work, they were just sitting around home and thought they had a lot of time. A lot of people decided to do all the home renovation projects they'd been putting off.
Yeah.
So simultaneously, the supply wasn't coming in and the demand was way up.
It was the foofiness. That's what it was.
And then you had specific things like when the toilet paper thing hit, and then all of a sudden everybody's trying to buy a bidet.
Yeah.
It's like we sell like 3 of these things a year, and we've had 50 people come in for one this week.
Yeah, and these people who are coming in for one don't even know how to use the damn thing. There's an art to using the bidet. But what are you going to do?
I have never lived anywhere that had one installed, so I had always wondered why Americans just, why they never caught on over here.
I don't know. I really
It just
don't.
seems to me that they get a lot cleaner than just a piece of paper does.
Yeah, I mean, a piece of paper just spreads the shit around, literally. And, if you could rinse it off, if you will, it doesn't seem to be too
I
bad an
always,
idea.
I have to think it was a marketing problem. That it's a French word, and I think that automatically put Americans off.
Mm-hmm.
That I think if somebody had come up with an American name for them and really promoted them under an American name that caught on.
Freedom Arse sinks. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, Brian says he saw that documentary, the one I was talking about, copying Toyota business model wrongly. Yeah. Mm-hmm. No, Americans never get it right. Stupid Americans.
I've heard about the three seashell thing. I haven't really seen exactly how that works, but
I don't know about that one. Karapatrani. Okay, three seashells. What does it says? How do the three seashells actually work? Three seashells know your meme. The three seashells are a mysterious set of seashells which have replaced toilet tissue in the 1993. Oh. On October 8th.
oh yeah, May just saying it was never really explained in the movie.
We got this over here. It says
Well, I guess it's just a fictional thing. It never really was worked out.
8 October 1993, the film Demolition Man was released, in which protagonist John Spartan, played by Stallone, expresses confusion when he discovers the toilet tissue has been replaced by three seashells after awakening 36 years in the future. The proper use of the seashells is never explained in the film, and I don't know if they're going to try to explain it here. I guess not.
Yeah, apparently it's something that just wasn't explained, so you gotta use your imagination.
Aha, davolo que sinta yakanimina.
I'm going to assume the problem has to do with people using empty seashells, and the way it's actually supposed to work is something to do with having a snail lick your ass.
Oh, bože. Bože můj. Oh, I don't know. Wait a minute. Well, I still have some ginger ale over here. I can.
It's cute, kitty. Sammy mostly suffers from BHS, boring human syndrome.
Okay, then.
I don't spend enough time playing with him every day.
You horrible human. Well, I don't spend enough time playing with Sylvia. I know I don't.
Well, see, Sammy does not really care to chase anything.
Mm-hmm.
He just wants to lay there on the floor and have me toss things at him so he can catch them.
Okay.
And he thinks that we should be playing that game for at least 8 or 10 hours every day.
This one will chase for a little while, and then she gets bored of it. And then there's the pointer. She'll get bored of that within a couple minutes too. Once
Well,
you're,
late at night he gets the zoomies, and when he's doing that, then I've got a gun that fires Nerf balls, so I can pop a few of those down the hallway, and that'll kind of get him running back and forth a while. He'll play with those as long as they fly around for a little while.
oh my, oh my. Well, good thing I'm not going anywhere tomorrow. I can get up late. Oh, well, I am going to the postal office, but other than that,
Yeah.
I have to buy the postage because I don't know how heavy or outsized this envelope is. But we can boo that goo. And I don't know. I may do.
Well, basically for envelopes, it's the first class postage covers up to 2 ounces. If it's more than that, it's one of the postcard stamps for each additional 2 ounces.
Oh, it's 2 ounces now. Okay. Move. Oh, look, it's a kitty. Yes. What, honey? What? We're gonna go to Betty Bye soon. Yes, we are.
Yeah, well, like I said, I should be getting off of here, so.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna say I want to thank everybody who's here. I want to thank everybody who's not here. Thank you for putting up with me.
Oh, May just saying he's wondering if they're allowing masks, I guess, at the post office. I think they're allowed anywhere. It's just a matter of where they're required.
I couldn't tell you. I
Yeah,
do
even though
know.
we're vaccinated, I'm still wearing mine everywhere I go because, especially with Sloth Girl recovering from surgery, that I'm not taking a chance of bringing anything home.
Yep. When I picked up my glasses, it was interesting. I got the glasses at Target, so I went there. The store um, said no, you don't need a mask if you're fully vaccinated. But the optical center inside the store, you needed a mask. It was
Okay.
interesting how that worked.
Well, yeah, because the optical center isn't owned by Target. They're just leasing space from them. So
Hmm.
it's a separate company. So anyway, we were shutting down here.
Yeah, so I'll tell you what, guys, thanks for putting up with me. Really. I just hope that things don't go pear shaped on me. But you sitting there and listening to me rant, I guess, kind of helps. Thank you.
You've got
Really.
backup here. You're not having to go through this alone. There are people who are willing to help out. You've got dozens of people willing to help out in whatever way we can.
Well, it's what scares me is the timing. I mean, if they act quickly and decisively, they can do anything they want before anybody could mount a defense. Um,
Well,
so
you, you're saying that like you think they're going to put you away, which, you've got a medical condition that needs to be taken care of.
Well, I'm
And
just hoping that they don't go overboard and initiate a procedure that I either don't need or don't need yet.
yeah,
And with the nephrologist that's currently on the case, I don't know if anybody else is like him, but he seems to be one to jump the gun. He seems to go overboard when it comes to what to do about a particular condition. I mean, if it
uh,
turns out that I absolutely need a cardiac catheter in order to live, well, I guess I have to. But I'm not all that sure I need that yet. At least not the
No.
way I'm feeling. I'm feeling pretty good.
On the other hand, this could actually, work for you. I think the more likely thing is that they might say that you need to go on dialysis. You tell them you can't afford it, and they may wind up finding some kind of plan to make sure that you can get it on a regular basis. To me, that seems one of the more likely outcomes.
Dayu Korostu. Well, that's something I'm going to have to do, and happily, Jeanette is on my case. Sai sister.
Yep.
But it's going to be one of these things where the moment I walk in there, it's going to be, look, I'm strapped for cash. What can I do about this?
Well, and you're so close to the Medicaid line that I really think that if you have anything that they can see as that's going to need to be an ongoing medical expense, that will probably bring you below the line to qualify for the Medicaid.
Well,
I also think that's very likely.
If anything, if they want me on dialysis, that's going to bring me to the past the line, because
Right.
What's the word I'm looking for? The copayment on
Mm-hmm.
dialysis looks like it would be $300 per session at 3 sessions a week. That's $1,000 a week almost. It's like $900 a week, and we're not even talking about transportation yet.
Yeah.
Which I won't have unless I get some help from somebody, and I've got to break somebody's door down or some shit. I don't know.
There's a string of ifs here, and you're seeing, some kind of really horrendous outcome that I can't even see how you get there, frankly.
Oh, I find a way.
And I'm seeing where this could branch off in several different ways, but any of the ways it branches off, I think, will actually put you in a better situation than you're in now.
I mean, when she was talking to me, Kate would always tell me about what a cynic I am and how I look at the bad side of things and everything. And I have to do that. Were I to see the silver lining on every cloud, I'd be disappointed every time.
Well, and I'm not necessarily saying the silver lining. I'm, saying something somewhere in between that, yeah, you're probably going to have to undergo some unpleasant procedure, but the idea of them locking you away for it just doesn't seem like that's a realistic thing. Basically, the hospital is probably going to want to get you in there and get you out of there if they can in a day or two.
I certainly hope so.
Because it's a matter of what the insurance is going to be willing to pay for.
Well,
and Medicare is not known for being particularly generous.
To pay for it, then it's like, okay, we're going to pay this much. Oh, okay, Clary, and you get to pay the rest. And it's like, well, yeah, I ain't got that. Hey, Amanda.
Yeah. Hey, Amanda. We were trying to wrap up here.
I was just being paranoid. That's all, Amanda.
Yeah. You get yourself into the hospital. If they are not going to let you out within 2 days, then I'll drive up there to take care of Sylvia and your plants and your fish tank and whatever. And then, after the hospital's done with you, we'll figure it out from there.
And then the other thing is, I certainly hope that they don't try to pressure me into temporarily going into a home to be taken care of. I can't afford that shit.
Right. And again, they're not going to want to pressure you into something that they know you can't afford because they don't make money that way.
Well, more than once I've been pressured into something unaffordable, and they didn't care.
Oh, hi, Jenny.
Jenny, hi, hi, hi.
Well, yeah. Like I say, you get yourself into the hospital because let's, get them to start getting rid of some of these ifs so that we have a clearer picture of what's going on.
Jenny, che petai o corosona mitrane.
We need more information, and then we will formulate a plan from there.
Well, that's the whole thing. I want them to listen to me. And even if they tell me I'm full of shit, what I want them to tell me in the same sentence is, and this is why.
Yep. But also, if you're at the hospital, it's much more likely that you're going to be able to ask for a patient advocate there than you will in any other situation.
Hey, tarada poliki. It's okay, honey. It's okay if you're late. I mean, this is my second time on Sunday, so.
Yep. So, okay.
Okay, you are
Let's
gonna do
wrap it
the
up
night
here.
night, and I'm gonna do the night night. I want to thank everybody who's here. I want to thank everybody who's not here. You guys understand that you do. It do help my spirits a whole hell of a lot. You know that. Please, I hope you understand that. And I hope you understand that I am extremely grateful for that. You guys keep me going, really. And so long as you keep wanting me to do this stuff, and as long as I'm alive to do it, I'll keep doing it. And okay, thanks a lot, troops. See you on the other side.
Hey, good night, all.